Time to say good afternoon to Dr. Joe Schwarcz. He is host of the Dr. Joe Show, Sundays at 3 here on CJAD, and is also director of the McGill Office for Science and Society. And Joe, I know we've talked about this sort of on and off, right? This whole idea of organic and does it make sense? So I wanted to go back to this again because I saw the article come up and you've posted it here. The word organic is confusing, right? It obviously means, it means something different depending on who you are. So let's talk about, first of all, from the perspective of the general public, what it means.
From the general public, mostly they associate organic with healthy foods. And there is sort of a definition of organic when it comes to marketing of foods. And meat, for example, that is organic has to come from animals that are not treated with antibiotics, they're not treated with any growth hormone, and they are fed food that is raised without the use of pesticides or synthetic fertilizers. And any kind of biotechnology, such as genetic modification, is not allowed in organic. So that's the sort of definition of food when it is labeled as organic.
Yeah, and by the way, just to add on to that, by virtue of what you described, of course, you will be paying much more for that.
You're paying much more for that because, for example, if that doesn't contain preservatives, which it can't, then it will go bad sooner. So obviously that raises the price. But when it comes to chemistry, the word organic has a totally different definition. An organic compound in chemistry is a compound, a molecule that has a basic framework consisting of carbon atoms with at least one hydrogen atom attached to a carbon. So, for example, things like sodium chloride, table salt, would not be organic because there's no carbon in there. But vitamin C, which is a molecule we call ascorbic acid, is composed of carbon atoms and lots of hydrogens too. So very, very different meaning. When it comes to marketing, that's where it's really the Wild West because they use the term organic, randomly. For example, I come across Oreos, and it says on the label, on the front of the package, made from organic flour and sugar. Well, I suppose, that is correct in the sense that the flour and sugar that they use is organic, but this implies that this is somehow a healthy product. Well, Oreos are sort of I hesitate to say junk food, but a food that should not be regularly consumed, whether or not it is made with organic flour or sugar.
Wait, not regularly consumed because of the high sugar content or because it's ultra-processed?
Sure. Both. Ultra-processed very often is synonymous with high sugar content.
Okay.
But, I never like to say never about anything. You can eat the occasional Oreo and still have a healthy diet, right? That these two are not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
But I give you the ultimate example of the nonsensical use of organic. On a package of condoms, it says strawberry flavored, and under it says organically flavored.
What?
Well, what that really means is that whatever flavoring they have used is organic in the sense that it's extracted from organic strawberries. But this implication of, that the condom is organic is total nonsense.
You're not making this up, right?
I'm not making this up. No, it's called Glide condom. Yeah, and it's organically flavored with natural strawberry extract.
Hey, Joe, I'm sorry, I must be out of the loop a bit. When did they start flavoring condoms?
Yes, I like you, I am out of that loop. I think we're both out of the condom loop.
I missed the press release on that. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a thing
I'm not
now.
kidding you.
Okay.
This really exists. And then there is, believe it or not, a tobacco that you can buy in the U.S., and it is organic tobacco. Now, it may well be organic tobacco in the sense that there are no synthetic pesticides or fertilizers used to grow it. But the implication here is that somehow, this is healthier than regular tobacco. Tobacco is tobacco.
Okay.
this is not healthy.
Right.
Whether you smoke it or whether you chew it, it's not something that we should be doing, organic or not. Then I also see that there are organic tampons. And here the organic refers to the cotton that is used as the filling inside of a tampon. But of course, it's used really as a marketing term, where organic is meant to suggest that this is somehow healthier and better than the rival product.
Okay.
So, it's understandable that, this is a very confusing business, the use of the term organic. And also, of course, there is the implication that if you're dealing with an organic food, that there are no pesticides or synthetic fertilizers used. Well, that's not exactly the case.
Right.
Because there are all kinds of pesticides that can be used in organic produce. The only stipulation is that they must come from a natural source. So, for example, copper sulfate is permitted as a pesticide in organic agriculture because it can be mined. It's a natural product. Or various substances that are isolated from plants, things like permethrin, which are quite toxic, are allowed in organic agriculture because they come from a natural source. So one really has to, delve quite deeply into this business in order to find out, what the word organic means on any specific product.
Well, let me ask you, as a scientist and also a consumer, do you go out of your way to buy organic?
I don't. I do go out of my way to consume lots of fruits and vegetables, whether they're organic or not.
Okay.
I think that if money is not an object, the prices are close, which usually is not the case, then yes. I mean, I would go for the organic.
Now, Joe, so go ahead.
Generally isn't the price, issue.
Is an issue. All right. Now, I would be remiss, because Alice brought this up yesterday after the show, and I had to bring it up to you as well. Alice wants to know how come glass and ceramics are completely dry when you take them out of the dishwasher, but plastics are still beaded with water.
Right. Well, let me preface the explanation here by saying that essentially we shouldn't be putting plastic into the dishwasher anyway, because the high temperature in there causes the breakdown of plastics. I mean, it may not be visible, but this is one source of microplastics, which we worry about. All right, but the reason that when you take your dishware out of the dishwasher, you notice that glass and ceramic are totally dry, but very often plastic has beads of water on it. And the reason for that is that there's a much greater affinity of water for glass than for plastic. Plastic and water are generally incompatible. And water tends to form droplets on plastic, whereas on glass or ceramic or indeed on metal, it spreads out into a thin layer. So, of course, the thin layer evaporates much more easily than the beads. Alice,
how's that for an answer, huh?
And the reason that we use rinse-aid, for example, the red light that comes on much too often on your dishwasher telling you to add rinse-aid, right? Well, rinse-aid is essentially a detergent that affects what we call the surface tension of water. So it allows the water to spread much more easily and not bead up.
Right, like it was on glass or metal, as you described.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
So it evaporates much more easily. But anyway, don't put your plastic stuff in the
don't do
dishwasher.
That. By the way, my question when Alice asked me this was, what's a dishwasher? So I'm not the right person to ask. Doctor,
it's the person that you live with, no?
Ooh, Joe, please, I better not get a phone call. Thank you, Dr. Joe Schwarcz. You can hear him Sundays at 3 here on CJAD.